give up the entrepreneurial lifestyle whatsoever, because at the end of the day, you're working for yourself, you're working to make something happen, you're working to make your own dream come true, you're not working to make someone else's dream come true, which is extremely important to having a full life,
Yes, no, it is for sure.
Yeah.
And so tell me, from there, what mistakes have you made? What do you think back and say, you know what, these are 2 or 3 key things that I'd probably advise everybody else not to do?
I mean,
if you can think of it.
I think being an entrepreneur is literally, especially a first-time entrepreneur, is a series of making mistakes and learning from those mistakes, and surrounding yourself with people that are better than you in all aspects of the business to mitigate as many mistakes as humanly possible. So my one piece of advice would be to surround yourself with smarter people than you and learn from those people, and get as much information as possible before making a decision. I don't think there's been any huge mistakes that we've made. It's all led, every mistake, when I think back on it, has actually led to something more positive. So, I mean, I could look back and say, okay, running a food truck, is not a profitable business, but, it allowed us to get our brand name out there and become popular, and allowed us, the people of New York City to learn who we are. But when I look back at it, that wasn't a mistake. From there, we grew and we took on some investments from some friends and family, and we opened up a little 400 square foot space on 7th Avenue. That's not our business model moving forward. When I look back, was it a mistake? No. It was our evolution. It was us growing as business people and as people. And so every kind of thing that I could look back on as a mistake has led us to where we are now. So I don't like to think of them as mistakes. I like to think of them as learning opportunities. You have to be smart enough to take those opportunities, learn from them, grow from them, and make the right decisions moving forward.
And do you think everybody can say that, are only entrepreneurs? Meaning, I lost $50,000 and told my wife $50,000 once a few years ago on an event that I shouldn't have done. I know why it went wrong. But I agree with you. I lost it, but I say I learned. Yeah. Now, if corporate America, you may be fired or whatever, but I think entrepreneurs can say that. As long as you don't do it too many times. But is there a difference between an entrepreneur saying a business owner and corporate America?
I fully agree with that. And I think that there's going to be a decision down the line from you where you might spend $50,000, and that return, because of your experience, is going to turn into $1 million. And you're going to make that $1 million at the right time because of your mistake of losing $50,000 in the past. So it's all about taking the mistakes and turning them into a positive. That's the most important thing to do. In corporate America, if you're working for corporate America, you really don't have the authority or the decision-making power to lose $50,000 per se.
Or 50 other people have contributed to that or not. So
exactly. So you're lost in the shuffle of. So you're not really given that opportunity to make those mistakes. As an entrepreneur, you're making all those decisions that are impactful, and you're learning from those mistakes. So I think you're just comparing apples and oranges with making mistakes in corporate America to making mistakes as an entrepreneur.
Good point. And then what would you say are some of the things you've done right? If you were to think back and say, you know what, these 3 or 4 are one thing we are doing right, or we did do right, and I'd encourage everybody else who's watching this video to do.
I think the one thing that we've always done is encourage a company culture. We've always hired people that are the right fit, that think along the same lines as us, that have very entrepreneurial attitudes themselves, on a higher level, from management, from our staff to our employees. Everyone is of the same mindset, and taking that even to our investment team. Our investment team thinks along the same lines as us, has the same vision for the company. So it really is about bringing people in that share the same vision for you. So I think the people that we've brought on board to Mexicue have really, been the best thing that we've done. And the thing that I'm most proud of, honestly, is our team, because our team is the reason why we are where we are today.
And what would you say then to people who may say, David, listen, really, you're in a food business, it's high turnover, these are just college kids who are going to be here from week 1 for $10 an hour, $11, $12, whatever the rate is an hour. You're joking, you don't need culture.
I think culture is the most important thing in a business.
In business.
In business. Especially a food business, especially one where you're trying to build a brand. If you're starting an accounting firm, the brand's not that important. If you're starting a food business where you want people to really be able to relate to your brand and what you're doing, and it's extremely important that you bring on, the people, the waiters and waitresses are the ones interacting with the customers every day, not me.
I'm lovely.
Yeah, I'm here all the time. But your experience, you're going to leave with the experience of that sweet girl up front
right.
and how she treated you, or the waitress that's going to come over here and talk to you. So from the person washing dishes in the back to our lead investor, Sandy Bell, everyone is equally as important, and everyone has to buy into the culture and what we're doing and the vision of the company, or it's not going to work. Because when you have people rowing in 20 different directions, you don't move forward. When you have people rowing in the same direction, you move forward.
Wow. And then what would you say about your management? Because I was talking to an executive, ironic, with McDonald's, totally different company. But similarly, he has to hire staff and all that. He was talking about his the people right under him. Because at the end of the day, as you grow, you're not going to know the person, the guy or guy who's serving the table, whatever. All of the most important. So, what do you say about those managers who report to you? Yeah, general manager, whatever you call them, in charge of the space.
At this stage of the game, it's very important for me to know everyone that works for the company. So, when you're McDonald's, it's impossible.
Right.
If you're in a McDonald's, it's impossible to know.
But I mean, as you grow, you're going to be
exactly, but that filters down. The person below you has to share the same vision, and if they do share the same vision, they're going to bring on like-minded people. The people below that manager have to share a vision. I mean, it's creating a company corporate culture that is functional and that works and that has everyone rowing in the same direction. So it's very important that you bring on people under you that share that vision and that know exactly what you need and can almost, think what you're going to think a step ahead of you, It's incredibly important, because once you lose that and there's that break in the chain is when the business starts to fall apart, and before you know it, you have 2-3 failing restaurants, and then you're wondering why. And then you start asking people, and then they don't know why, and then there's a break in the chain, and you figure out, okay, well, that manager isn't qualified, has never done anything before, and it was a breakdown in communication. So communication, culture, 2 most important things in our business.